we pretty much did our bread and butter, fire movement. Utilizing combined arms, we put the enemy in a no-win situation. We were dropping from far, we were using AT-4s to drop rounds on the enemy bunker.
Bravo 203!
Also use our 40 mic from our M203s to suppress the bunker. And once we got up close, around like 30 meters, we threw the M67 frag grenade.
Prep frag! Throw it! Throw it! Suppress the target!
To flush them out. After that, we went in, cleared them out, made sure nobody was left alive, did our dead checks.
3 KIA!
Today we're just doing basic on and off loading drills, the building blocks to working with helicopters. There's been a lot of good training. It shows these guys that thinking out of the box has its rewards. Knowing how to use all your assets, your HE, your AT-4, home all law, using our heavy weapons, medium weapons, and light weapons to just put the enemy in a really bad day so we come home.
Bravo 203, pick up the range of fire!
American embassy in Kabul, Afghanistan came under fire this morning.
Right now, there are hundreds of protesters.
From the attack in Benghazi, Libya, that killed 4 Americans, including a U.S. ambassador.
Get out, stand out!
The detachment commanders and the watch centers both report in. We have almost 2 simultaneous courses running at the same time. The detachment commanders are the staff NCOs that lead the detachments at these embassies, and the watchstanders are the ones, the sergeant and below, who perform the day-to-day operations at the embassies, such as standing post 1 and taking care of all the collateral duties that they're assigned at their embassies.
193.
It's been a week long of shooting the M9, the M870 shotgun, and the M4. These Marines need to know how to employ their weapons in any kind of dangerous situation. We do a great job here at MSG School, teaching the Marines how to train and use their weapons.
My name is Sergeant Elliott, and I want to become a Marine security guard because I want to represent the Marine Corps worldwide. I want to take on responsibilities. This MSG program allows me to be a small unit leader.
If they ever have someone inside the embassy that they need to subdue, search, control, they're going to have to handcuff that individual. In the event that we have someone that's very large that needs to be controlled, subdued, a Marine of a smaller stature can use that baton in order to take down that subject and to control them, to remove them from the embassy.
And that's one of the great things about here is the day's not the same every single day. So one day we might start out with a PowerPoint class, clearing rooms, and the next day I might be learning handcuffing. It's pretty nice to be, doing something different every single day.
All right, so what's going to happen right now? You're going to keep it.
The infamous board week, the Marines have to come in and they have to stand before a board of 5 individuals that vote on whether they should stay or go. And a lot of that has to do with how their performance was at school, their background, their personal life. And then as the instructor advisor, through my observations as a detachment commander and the watch standards, I also make a determination of what my recommendation is for them to go out to post or to not have to return to the fleet.
Post 1. Stack, stack, stack.
Response stations, we run Department of State tactics for our movement inside and outside of buildings. So we train all the Marines to those standards, whether they're going around corners, entering rooms,
away from the sound of my voice.
Searching for bombs, moving exterior outside the embassy if they had to, responding to the embassy.
Moving.
We have numerous stations set up to teach the Marines that, and they run through probably 40+ hours of response training. When I was in Jamaica, we had gangs opening fire outside of the embassy, having gang fights. We had to respond to all those Marines. And it's the training that they had here at MSG School which prepared them for the situations they had to respond to.
Look. Perfect. Nice temperature in here. Do some PT.
The OC spray in the gas chamber is probably the most difficult part of this school.
I've never been OC sprayed. Honestly, I can't control anything.
Execute.
Get back! On elbows. Ready? Strike! Get back!
I'm gonna cry probably.
Get back! Oh, there we go. OC. How many can you hold up? 2.
So when they get OC sprayed in the face, it's definitely an eye-opening experience. And they've never experienced that before, and they still have to execute all the techniques. They have to be able to hit, kick, punch, take down an opponent, use their baton. And they've never really had to do that before, so it's a new experience for them. So it tests their ability, and it's also a huge confidence builder.
I think that's probably one of the worst things I've ever done in my life.
When people walk inside the embassy, we're the first people they see. And not all the time you're going to be in Deltas or Charlies. You still need to, have that professional appearance.
They get suits, and then they will also have to purchase Department of State attire. They have to look very dignified, and so we want them to dress very professional, which would be a pair of Dockers with nice shoes and a polo.
I received orders to Lisbon, Portugal. I'm actually really excited about it. It's really what it comes down to is the needs of the Marine Corps, and It makes it exciting for me because I don't know where I'm going to be going next, and I didn't know where I was going the first time. It makes it kind of exciting, keeps me on my toes.
Marines and sailors from Combat Logistics Regiments 35 and 37 participated in FUJI Warrior, a field training exercise from June 6th to June 20th at Camp FUJI. In preparation for the final training module of the exercise, the Marines geared up, passed out ammunition, and began their 10-kilometer hike through rocky, ashy terrain at the base of Mount Fuji. Over the course of the 2 days, the Marines would be conducting military operations in an urban terrain at a simulated city called Mountown.
What the Marines have been doing today, they start out at their assembly area where they would gather into a 360 security perimeter, send out their recon teams, team recons, go out there and see, look at the village that they're getting ready to come upon, or city, whatever objective that might be. You know, what they're seeing, who's walking around, what kind of machine guns they see, you know, is there civilians there, or what kind of trucks. And then they come back and brief their team leaders and their platoon commanders and platoon sergeants. So when they do come onto the city, they know what they're going to be facing once they enter the city.
After reconnaissance had been made, it was decided that 1st Platoon would travel along a tank trail and attack Building 3 from the northeast, while 2nd Platoon would push through the forest to the south and capture Building 1.
Urban fighting is what we teach at Mountown. It's something that we have used since Seoul, Korea, then Hue City in Vietnam, and then as recently as Fallujah. So it's something that Marines have to be ready for, because it's something that occasionally we will have to fight in an urban environment, and this is a pretty big chance for them to get some practice and experience some of the chaos.
Once the Marines were in position, it was time to engage. Even with adrenaline pumping and the chaotic environment, each person relied on the Marine to their left and right.
There was only ammo that I knew coming out here, and now I know everybody in 2nd Platoon pretty well, actually. And we got to work together, patrol together, clear houses together. Even though ammo wasn't working together all the time, we were always communicating and pushing through whatever our mission was at the time.
Overall picture I see for FUJI Warriors, bringing those non-infantry MOSs, you know, together. Because like I've said before, the commands are going to get a better Marine back, a better NCO. You know, because what those NCOs can do, what any Marine here can do that's been through the training, can go back to their unit, you know, small unit leadership, and teach the Marines that did not come out here the tactics, you know, and stuff we did out here.
Once the town was secure, the Marines and sailors patrolled through the night. They had completed the last chapter of FUJI Warrior. Reporting from Combined Arms Training Center, Camp FUJI, Shizuoka, Japan, I'm Lance Corporal Wes Lucko.